It was a cold day in Martinsville, Indiana, when Jeffrey D. Kottkamp arrived on November 12, 1960. Though Jeff would spend his early childhood and teenage years in the city just south of Indianapolis, his family relocated to the warmer climate of Southwest Florida in 1977. Just 2 years later, Jeff graduated from Cape Coral High School. He earned an AA degree at Edison College before heading off to Florida State University, where he received his bachelor's in political science in 1984. He was accepted into the University of Florida College of Law and was granted his Juris Doctor degree 3 years later. Jeff had returned to Fort Myers and was practicing law when in the summer of 1993 he met Cindy through friends. After learning she was a licensed pilot, Jeff called and asked her to take him on a flight. Their relationship took off, and a year later, Jeff proposed to Cindy by the waterfall at Chimney Rock in North Carolina. They wed in 1995.
For Jeff and Cindy's wedding, we were all part of their festivities, and of course, Cindy wanted to do something funny at the reception, and so we hid a great big gator beach towel. And I don't just mean Florida gator, I mean University of Florida gator, complete with orange and blue under the cake table, so that when she smashed cake all over his face, she could pull that out to clean him up with. And being a Seminole, that was kind of a degrading moment in his life, to have to be cleaned up with a gator towel.
Jeff was elected to the Florida House of Representatives in 2000, representing the citizens of District 74 in a distinguished career that led gubernatorial candidate Charlie Crist to ask Jeff to become his running mate for the 2006 election. Jeff was sworn in as Florida's 17th Lieutenant Governor on January 2, 2007. And has since worked closely with Governor Crist to lead one of the most popular administrations in the United States.
You know, I think Jeff had said that from the age of 6 that he knew he wanted to go into politics. So I think he covered his political bases quite well, because after he left Edison, he went on to Florida State University, where he earned his bachelor's degree, and then he went to the University of Florida, where he earned his law degree. So Jeff learned to do the chop and the chomp with equal dexterity, and that sets him in good shape, I think, with all the gators and Seminoles in the area. You know, I think one of the things he's done that it doesn't specifically relate to politics is just the example he has shown with his life. Jeff is a man of great integrity, loyalty to his values and to his friends, and setting that example as a role model is something that he's really done for the people of Southwest Florida and for the state of Florida now that he's Lieutenant Governor.
As I said, I've known him over the years. He's consistent. I know that he has integrity. I know that he has a deep belief in God. His faith is very strong, and he exemplifies characteristics that men should show young boys to lead them up through scouting. And into life's journey, I think that he's a good role model, a good example to follow.
Jeff is probably the ideal choice for the Boy Scout Award, because even before I was asked to do this, if somebody had asked me, describe Jeff Kottkamp, I would have probably said Eagle Scout. He is honest, he is truthful, he is trustworthy, he is diligent, he is a man of faith, a man of family, a man of community, and I think that the reason he's probably got this award is that Jeff embodies every value and principle that the Scouts hold so dearly.
Jeff and Cindy welcomed Jeffrey Jackson Kottkamp to the family in 2004. It was a trying time, to say the least. The couple had dreamed of adding to their family for 8 long years, and then, late in Cindy's pregnancy, Jeff became gravely ill and spent much of the final trimester in a coma. Jeff arrived home only 4 days before the birth of his son.
Cindy was very pregnant with Jackson, and it was a long-awaited birth. They'd been married almost, I guess, 10 years or so before Jackson was to arrive, and so it was a very joyous time, and it turned into a very frightening and scary time with Jeff's illness. And Cindy's main concern was Jeff at the time, and she spent most of her waking hours and her sleeping hours at the hospital beside him.
Since those challenging times, little Jackson has rarely been away from his daddy's side. He's attended fundraisers and gatherings of all type, met state and world leaders, and appeared in front of thousands of people.
And we'll have dinners at nice restaurants, Capitol Grill. But when he comes, he always comes with his son Jackson, and he always invites his friends to come with their wives and their children. And most politicians, they got the kids cloistered away somewhere in a hotel room, but not Jeff. And I think it just says about Jeff Kottkamp, he is a family man first, a politician second.
I think you may have to help me get the facts on this one straight, but I remember Jeff had told the story about when they were in the presence of President Bush, and they had Jackson with them, and Jackson's a pretty active little fellow, and it didn't mean a great deal to him that he was in the presence of the President of the United States.
I think he'd been sleeping, and he was a little grumpy from being awakened.
And what did he do? Did he punch the president,
Yeah.
or when he went to shake his hand or something? I think he punched him in the chest or something.
He wanted to go back to sleep.
And the president said to him, "Don't worry, Jackson, it's okay. You only hit the president of the United States." And I'm sure Jeff was not laughing too much at that point, but he probably did too, because of the relationship that he has, and he knows that, Jackson's just a normal little boy, and it meant nothing to him that this very important man was the president of the United States.
And now, Jeff, we have a special surprise to help celebrate your Distinguished Citizen of the Year award. Comments from your #1 fan.
My dad is a magic lieutenant governor. First he puts it in here and then blows and disappears. My dad helps all the people, but not strangers. He helps me pick up my toys. He reads me books.
Does he play with you?
He plays with me. My dad teaches me right from wrong. I love my dad very much. I will be like my dad when I grow up.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your 2008 Distinguished Citizen and Jackson's dad, Lieutenant Governor Jeff Kottkamp.